a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Every citizen has the right to keep and bear arms, and that right shall not be questioned. It's called constitutional carry for a reason. One individual who appears before the Criminal Justice Committee on a regular basis, and has for as long as I have been there, and he's always spoken in favor of more gun restrictions and regulations. He told us when we talk about gun control, you need to put the Constitution aside. You need to put the Constitution aside. I cannot put the Constitution aside. I realize that as a society, we have determined there are times that we should restrict the Second Amendment rights for some people. Those who have been convicted of felony crimes and those who have been committed to a psychiatric hospital, among other reasons. However, we need to restrict those rights only when necessary for public safety. Denying constitutional carry is not one of those times. When I stopped counting, our committee members have received over 5,000 emails in support of LD 660. Now granted, not all of those emails were from my district, but they were from all across the state, and they were individually written emails. They were not the changed or computer-generated emails. They get really boring to read after seeing the identical message 50 times. And I did read every one of those emails. In fact, I just counted a few minutes ago, and on my computer there are 50 new emails this morning regarding LD 660. There's been considerable discussion about the police and how constitutional carry would affect police and the safety of police. My seatmate in committee is a retired Maine State Trooper. He initially opposed LD 660. We talked, and he realized that anyone who intended to do harm would not care if they were breaking the law. He not only voted in committee for LD 660, but he spoke on the floor of the other body. We received a letter from the Maine State Chiefs of Police, and they opposed LD 660. But I asked if you check with police chiefs individually. Many of them have told us they do not support the position of this letter. You should have received a memo from Major Chris Broughton of the Maine State Police, and I did not solicit this memo. I was asked yesterday, would something from the state police help? I said, certainly, I would welcome it. Now, if you still have the memo, the first part begins, this memorandum is to express the support of the Department of Public Safety Bureau of the State Police for LD 660, an act to enhance self-defense by removing restrictions on carrying and use of weapons. Major Broughton concluded by saying, it is our opinion that law enforcement resources could be utilized in a more efficient manner, such as identifying those persons who should be prohibited from owning or possessing a firearm, and effectively communicating information among law enforcement agencies instead of regulating those that are complying with the law. Do you support the constitutions of the United States and of the state of Maine, or do you view them as antiquated documents that tend to get in the way of progress? A well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Every citizen has a right to keep and bear arms, and that right shall never be questioned. I support our